You want to be a friend of the cartel?
Ladies and gentlemen, making their way to the studio, they are the most dangerous podcast in sports entertainment. Crishaun the Don and Bunda from Kayfabe Kartel.
You're staying. You belong to the cartel now.
Oh, yeah.
This is the most dangerous podcast in all of sports entertainment.
Kayfabe. Kayfabe. It's the Kayfabe Kartel.
And we are back. We are here. We're on the main channel. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe while we're here, because at some point we will cut off and we will go to the backup channel.
Yep.
So the backup channel, by the way, is in the description. So go over to the backup channel right now. But on your way out from the main channel, go ahead and hit that like button, because we still want to fuck
And if you
the
did
algorithms.
hit that bell on the side of the subscription too, so you could be the first to get any of our content when it drops.
Yes.
And that's Noti Gang.
And my buttons are still on a little bit of a delay.
Ding.
There we
Okay.
go.
That's a good thing. All right, I was gonna do.
Chavo. You're gonna do it all for me. Thanks for being there for me. Well, before we cut off, let's just tell the people what we're gonna talk about here.
As you see in the title, we're going to talk about the Dark Side of the Ring. They came back out with a new season 4, their first episode.
Chris and Tammy. Simply titled Chris and Tammy. They could have went many ways with that title.
They had to just say Chris and Tammy.
Just
bro.
let's be nice.
And they put Chris first for a change.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Good for him. So we're gonna be doing our review of that, the Dark Side of the Ring. I love the Dark Side of the Ring. Sometimes I hate it, sometimes I love it. This one's in the middle.
This one was a dark side. Let's just put it like that.
It was. It was every man's worst nightmare.
Pretty much. Any man.
We're also going to be talking about the Bloodline, Bloodline storyline. A lot of people are saying it's boring. I'm getting back into it again.
It's getting good.
Getting back into it.
Getting back to the before the bloodline.
Yeah. So definitely got into it with some AEW fans.
We're gonna talk about
get into that.
Yeah, talk about AEW and their soft fan base.
Yeah. We'll talk about bust down Baron Corbin.
We're gonna talk about all the bust downs, all the ones that didn't get all the ones that are free agent that got drafted to NXT.
Kicked back down. Some free agents.
Yeah.
Things happened. We're gonna talk about LA Knight.
LA Knight, yes.
We wanted to talk. I'm a big fan of LA Knight, so
you got me.
Yeah. Oh, you're into it now.
You got me.
You're into it. Beautiful.
You got me.
Beautiful. Let's hear about that.
Yeah.
All right, so
if there's anything else, was that the last things we have?
Somebody said that Punk returned. I didn't see anything on that.
I didn't see anything about that, but they also have speculations of Bray Wyatt return.
Bray Wyatt returning.
So we'll talk about that as well.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so let's kick over to the backup channel. Everybody go to the backup channel.
Yeah, and for the ones that don't like to click subscriptions and like to type because y'all are weird, it's the Misfit Nation podcast.
Yes,
on YouTube.
Just add podcast to your normal thing. And also, like I said, it's in the description. So go ahead in the description and just click I believe it's the first link. So made it very easy for you. All right, well, let's get into Sunny Days. Let's give it a second to cut off here, because we're gonna need the cutoff to talk about this.
Is it safe yet? Let me know when it's safe.
All right, well, Vice put out a new episode of Dark Side of the Ring. Chris and Tammy, as we said earlier.
Safe, right? This bitch.
This cunt bag.
This fucking slut whore, bro.
Like I said in the intro, literally every man's worst nightmare. That's why I think putting the title Dark Side to this was really apropos. Now, I
don't even think that's a real man's nightmare. I think it's a male's nightmare. If it's a male nightmare for an alpha male, it's an average day for a beta or a cuck.
Now you could
That's
say
their life.
you could say in today's day and age that Chris Candido was just ahead of his time for what was going on.
That man was he was a progressive bitch.
Chris Candido is definitely the definition of cuck.
Cuck
and
to the fullest, bro.
To the point that it was like even his brother stepped in and was like, dude, let's get the fuck out of here. This bitch ain't worth it.
He's such a cook that everybody around him that was talking about him had to say, well, if we told him 20 years ago that he was going to do all of this and die at the age of 36, he would be happy with it. No, the fuck, any man would not be that happy with that, bro.
It got so sad that to a point where, and here's the thing too, is Vice, I believe, glossed over a lot of the cucking situation that was going on. And I guess let's just talk about it, because
I don't know if they did it. They did. They PG cucked him. It was PG, but they definitely was going at him. I think
they were protecting him. Because if you actually, let me tell you why.
Okay.
Because if you actually listen to like Sonny's Tammy Stitch or whatever her name is, her actual interviews about the situation, she dogs the fuck out of Chris.
Oh yeah.
Like to the point where you hate this bitch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You almost look at her and go, I can't believe this is the beautiful Sonny that we all jerked off to in the 90s.
The reason why I say that they PG'd it, because everybody almost had the same answer with the Shawn Michaels ordeal. Do you think Tammy was Shawn Michaels? They all went.
Of course.
Do you think Chris knew?
I think Chris was in such denial because one, he couldn't. I don't want to say he couldn't say anything because he could have went to other companies and just said, "Fuck it, I'm not gonna let my Or he could have just left Sonny.
Early 90s, bro. The goal of any wrestler in the early 90s is to make it to WWE, bro.
WWF, yeah.
Yeah, WWF.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But the thing is at what point do you let the star fuck your wife and you don't say anything about it?
They literally said it in the thing. They were like, he was so much for WWF and wrestling that he'll let any of that slide.
It was his passion for wrestling.
Passion for wrestling.
More than his passion for Sonny, so to speak. Yeah. And
I think after a while, her pussy got dried off of that. Why she bounced off to other niggas.
It could be because maybe they are putting a little too much like romanticizing.
Because they talked about it.
Because what man is going to sit there and not have any reaction to that shit?
They literally said it without saying it when they're like, oh, he kind of took a turn when he realized that she was the star. He was no longer the face. He was just.
So you think there was jealousy in that?
He was jealous, and she's dried up.
The way they told the story, I got the Sable Mark Merrow kind of vibe, where Mark Merrow was supposed to be the big star,
yeah,
and Sable took that away from him. And then at the end of it, he was carrying her bags
because they literally like it was never for her. She never wanted to do it.
She wasn't into it.
Cornette gave her an opportunity to make extra money because he couldn't pay Chris enough.
This is why I'm saying like they really cheesed it up for the cheating thing. Is they glossed over it. They didn't ignore it. They just were like they didn't go in depth where like
the most in depth they got to was Chris will be in the ring wrestling and she'll be in the back with another dude. That's all they would say though. Yeah. It's like what does that mean? Just fraternizing? No, if you listen to the interview, she was fucking. She was fucking him.
Hardcore fucking dudes while he was in the ring wrestling.
And the reason why Bret Hart ever even talked about Sunny Days with Shawn Michaels in it because he couldn't get some. Everybody else around him was getting some and he couldn't get any. So he outed it.
I don't know if Bret really because the way Sunny seemed. She seems like a chick that like a dude that, was married and, had kids and shit. Even if he was going to cheat, it's not going to be with a bitch like that because you could come home with something.
But you got to remember, they even said it. She was the hottest, the most download picture on the internet.
That don't mean shit if you know her in real life and you seen her banging dudes on the regs.
But it's wrestling, bro. You knew they were all barbaric like that. They're all going to get some. So if all of them was getting some and one couldn't.
And it was the 90s.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers weren't thinking that clearly.
Yeah.
Maybe. You know who looked busted too was Terry Runnels.
What the fuck was that, bro?
Whew.
Surgery did not save that bitch at all, bro.
She fell the fuck off, huh?
Jesus. I didn't even know who it was. I was like, which random bitch is going to talk about wrestling? And
I thought they were playing a clip from Lucy when she started to lose her throat. And then she came on. I was like, that's...
I thought it was Snooki.
I don't know. I saw Sean and
Definitely
Tammy in the back.
That's Lisa from the bar.
What the fuck? Yeah.
The one with the cigarette in her hand. Let me get a shot of whiskey.
It's Bart Simpson's aunts. Yeah. She sounded horrible. But yeah, I mean, I don't want to get, I guess, too much into it, but they glossed over that a lot.
Did.
And I think it was a lot of, protecting Chris's
protecting Chris's legacy because he's not here anymore. And I guess they really can't doctrinate her because she's still here and going through shit.
And she's in jail right now for murder.
For murder. And they showed it.
Drunken vehicle at the end
they
too.
They put it in. Hey, she's just getting worse and worse.
She's even Jim Cornette was like, she's a fucking lost cause, man. Fuck this bitch. He was done with her. He's like,
because I think
Jim
really
Cornette was holding
for Chris.
He loved Chris.
Yeah.
That was another thing. Jim Cornette actually broke down and did the I can't, give me a second. And you never see Jim Cornette
when he
do
walked
that.
off, he said, "I never cry for anybody." So
right. So,
but Chris,
I think he felt for Chris in the whole thing of where Tammy was such a piece of shit that Cornette was probably he needs to get the fuck away from that bitch.
Bro, they literally they were saying it, but I could only imagine it. Shawn Michaels and Tammy's right here. She's on his lap. Chris is right here, looking forward.
I don't think it was that bad. If you listen to the stories, it was basically
the brother said something like that, like he would just focus what's going on in front of him.
From what Tammy says in her interviews, it was more like there was they were openly flirting with each other type of shit, but never around Chris.
Yeah.
And it was sometimes she'd be in the back just doing whatever, and Sean would pull her into a fucking room and bang the shit out of her. And
while she was talking to Chris, pull her away.
I don't think it was that level of cucking.
Grabs her face while they're on stage, on camera, kiss her, hump her, do all of that.
Well, remember there was a lot of interviews where she'd be sitting on Sean's lap. They even played one.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm feeling...
Yeah.
You feeling it? You feeling it?
She's like, I'm feeling it.
He's like, I'm feeling... Yeah.
Chris is watching that, bro.
He's probably right on the side. Just
that shit is crazy, bro.
He's sitting there going Intercontinental Championship. It's coming.
It's coming,
I'm gonna get it.
Well, he did get the title. He did get the championship. The heavyweight.
Team.
He got the heavyweight, too.
He didn't get the heavyweight.
Yeah, he did.
When?
He had the heavyweight. They said it in the...
I think he just won the tag team.
Oh.
I don't ever remember. It may be an ECW, which, to be honest, that's where I know Chris Candido from, was ECW. Because they would always play the, December to Dismember, Chris Candido. They would have him in the match and shit. But yeah, the whole thing where they say he got addicted to pain pills because of the injury, I think maybe that's how it started, but I think he got addicted because he was either in such denial about the Tammy thing.
It was XPW
Championship. He was in such denial about the Tammy thing, or he was, as I think Cornette said, he internalized it. Because he felt like he couldn't, it was going to ruin his career, which, like you said, he loved more than Tammy.
Yeah. And anything where Lance Storm is in the picture. Lance is giving the stories too, bro. Him giving stories.
Even he cried too.
Yeah. Everybody cried during the interview, bro.
They did, yeah.
But it's also what we also talk about too is Chris is dead, just like Chris Cannon and all of them. They all have this same spill that they talk about, like these guys were legends before their time and all this. It's like Tupac and Biggie, bro. Give it a rest, man. They weren't that great. If they were here today, they would be washed up, bro.
I'll be honest. I saw like they were even playing some Chris Candido like promos and stuff. And I remember Chris Candido. I was like, I was never. I knew his name because his name was kind of cool.
Yeah, I just remember the power bombs off of the.
Which that was a dope fucking move.
Yeah.
Which also would never be a move now. I don't think.
It would be.
That's such a dangerous move when you look at it. I kept replaying it when they were playing it and I was like, that move is crazy.
Yeah. They do it sometimes. That's like
special.
Like, it's an OMG moment now.
Which it has to be because even in the documentary, Lance Storm said that it fucked them up so much they went to the emergency room, and the doctor was like, "I have to see the accident report," and they were like, "No, I wasn't in an accident. It was my back.
Were in a car accident.
I'm a fucking wrestler." His back was so messed up from those power bombs. Yeah, every week.
Like whoever was winning gets the opponent.
Gets the power bomb.
Yeah, gets the power bomb.
Yeah. You were saying something, sorry, about Lance Storm.
Just the fact that Lance Storm is his peer in wrestling, like that's his tier group.
Oh, I see. I see.
Being that, what was he gonna really be still here today, bro? Like,
which, you know what? To a degree, though, I do agree that if wrestlers like Lance Storm were around, like let's take like a Al Snow. If he was in wrestling right now, he'd probably be in the main event. Just because look at I'm talking just based on his character. Like, look at the level of characters that we have now. It's just
his those character guys then was mid, but it now would be supreme.
A Steve Blackman right now would probably be a main eventer.
Steve Blackman right now, but he's a cruiserweight and he's Chinese.
Well, that's not a Steve Blackman then.
He does all Steve Blackman moves, bro.
Steve Blackman is a regular white guy who could fuck you up.
in the gi pants.
Here's somebody who I have tremendous respect for in wrestling, but we have to flame him. Paul Heyman. Because Paul Heyman really fucked over Chris Candido.
Paul Heyman was a piece of shit, bro.
So Chris Candido, he did a good thing at first, which seems to be the Paul Heyman stories back then, is he tries to do good and it just ends up blowing up.
Yeah.
Chris Candido gets injured and Paul Heyman gives him an office job in ECW. The office job was that he had to book flights, hotels, and all that shit for all the wrestlers.
With his money.
Paul had him using his credit card, his personal credit card, to book it, and they would give him the cash later to reimburse him, to pay it off before it was due.
Yeah.
ECW goes out of business
and stops paying this man.
Doesn't pay this man, and I'm guessing the way it seemed is Paul kept saying, "We're gonna get you next week. We'll get you next week." They go out of business. They leave Chris Candido with over $10,000 of tens of thousands of dollars is how they put it, of just booked hotels and flights with nobody to pay it, and he lost his house. He lost everything pretty much.
I heard it was like over 80.
I wouldn't be surprised because that would rack up. He must have had good credit, huh?
It's Chris Candido.
It's Chris Candido. That name fucking carries weight, apparently.
Card never declined.
Guy had a heart of gold. Yeah, that was pretty fucked up of Paul. I don't,
And then turns around and tries to do the Vince McMahon.
What?
And do a terrible story with Tammy.
Oh, where he did the Brian Pillman wife thing almost. That wasn't after he died though. That was just when she came out.
Yeah, like
and she was all fucked up.
Everybody called her crack whore. And
She's
shit,
a crack whore. I get that now. I didn't really ever get that chant. But if that was what they were chanting it for, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Because she came out looking
quite crackish, bro.
Looking like Wendy from Breaking Bad.
Looking like Whitney.
Yeah. And she was starting to lose her looks at that point. Yeah. And then
she was already losing it because Stable took her spot. Stable came through the WWF, washed her away, bro. She took the same storyline, elevated it.
I don't know if she could have competed with Sable because Sable was getting, we've talked about it before, she was getting Austin numbers on the ratings.
Yeah.
So
Tammy at one point was, but New has to come around and
listen, at one point,
you weren't
Tammy,
doing Playboy, baby.
at one point, let's not take it away from her. At one point, Sunny was the sexiest bitch on TV.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Period. On any network, it was still Sunny.
And she had a great personality. It was just they said it was all fake. It was all fake.
Yep.
And there was another thing that Cornette said that just to take it to where we usually are politically is how he brought Tammy into the business is he basically made her a Hillary Clinton supporter in a Republican area. And his whole idea was I just want to piss off the Republicans.
Yeah.
So I'm going to make this, creative thing to do that. And I'm not mad at that. And I just wanted to point that out because that's the attitude that they have when they make their shit. So when we do what we do and Republicans come at us and go, "Oh, you're being a little harsh," suck my dick. We do this to do exactly what Jim Cornette did.
Yeah.
I want to piss off leftists and make them angry. For entertainment purposes. Nothing more. They do it. Why can't we?
That's why we 5,000 strong with 2 strikes.
Easy. With 2 strikes and 1 on the backup. Fuck that.
We good money over here.
We doing it. So I just wanted to point that out. I just felt that when I was watching it. And I actually respected the move. I'm like, that was a great move to make her a Hillary Clinton supporter. It's a hated thing. Easy. And she played it off very well too.
She did. Dressed like Hillary and all. It was great. I almost
wanted to roast Mick Foley at one point.
I realize Mick Foley is definitely just matter.
Just what he did.
He's just here, bro.
He's just there.
Yeah. Anywhere he is, he's just there.
He did. He made his mark already.
Yeah. So I mean, anything else he's on, like if you watch shows that he's on, reality shows or anything that he's just there.
It's obviously not on this level, but it's like Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan already did his thing that he's going to be known for, so now he's just there.
No, Michael Jordan's still a coach and stuff now.
Well, Mick Foley does stuff too. I'm just saying they did their thing that they're going to always be known for. They're never going to top it.
If you ask Mick Foley a question, it's just a...
It's there. It's in the ether.
It's either I'm not here for this side, I'm not here for that side.
Hey, both. Hey, to each his own, man.
Everything's great, man.
Everything's great. This is where I was like, I wanted to wring Mick Foley's neck. I wanted to throw him off the cell at this point. He goes, yeah, Tammy was known to be very divisive, and I think it's just that's the stigma that you get when you're a woman in a man's business. And I'm like, no, it's because she was a piece of shit and she was divisive. It wasn't because she was a woman. It wasn't political.
It was like, man, Tammy's a bitch. I hate Tammy. Tammy wasn't good. Tammy, I love Tammy.
She was divisive, but hey.
I knew how to get along with her.
Aren't we all divisive at points?
Shut the fuck up.
I like Coke, you like Pepsi, huh?
Still soda.
We all drink soda, right?
The same ingredients, less sugar.
If you asked Mick Foley who has a better burger, McDonald's or Burger King, he would go, I think they both make a great product.
In facts, that's what he'll say, bro. I hate that.
He doesn't want to take a side.
I just like burgers, man.
Hey, we all eat burgers.
I stopped eating burgers. I'm vegan now. I just eat.
But if you want to eat burgers, that's fine. That's fine. I'm just saying I don't eat burgers.
It's okay.
Like, dude, you're missing an ear because you were the most barbaric wrestler ever. Can you give us something?
Was he barbaric or was he...
Can we ask Necro Butcher a question? I bet you he'll give us a straight answer.
Stop being dude love and be Cactus Jack for Pete's sake.
Yeah. Foley was kind of annoying me in that. He just wouldn't... He wouldn't give a He wouldn't give any like hardline stance on anything.
No.
And it's like, bro, this is the easiest thing to do. She's on trial for murder for driving drunk and killing a man. I think you could say, you could criticize her a little
It's really
bit.
decisive, man. Could have been an SUV or a car. She could have hit, man.
What speed was he going? You never know.
Did he have on his seatbelt? Did you ever ask him?
We all make mistakes, right? Oh, fuck me. Let me see. Are we missing anything? I think we hit everything.
That's pretty much the 90s toxic relationship between two people, because they talked about knives being drawn, and the next day Chris is like, hey, guess who's coming over?
That's another thing that I think where I don't believe Candido was just taking it. I think that's where the conversations came up, quote unquote conversations.
Yeah.
That's where the conversations came up, where he was confronted her about, you're fucking Sean, I know it. Everybody's talking about it. And he just wouldn't do it in public because he knew that was going to fuck up his career.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think Candido is definitely fighting with her over that shit.
I definitely think the only reason why people knew it happened because Sonny came with black eyes.
The fuck happened?
Bing, bing, bitch.
Yeah, it looked like a cartoon fight. It's just a puff of smoke and just moving.
They definitely glazed over that.
They glossed over that too.
Yeah.
So maybe one of the most toxic relationships in show business might be up there with Bob and Whitney.
Well, yeah, I get. Well,
Maybe not as bad.
And then talk about her just. If he was taking somas and she's taking somas, I'm pretty sure he's like, yeah, take somas with me.
They had to be doing drugs with each other at some point.
They try to just glorify Chris and say that, or glorify Tammy. I don't know which one they're trying to glorify by saying she just fell into it from entertainment, and
it was definitely a softball hit piece on Tammy.
Yeah.
Justifiably. I'm not saying she doesn't deserve it. But excuse me. But yeah, I mean, also, I guess let's not gloss over the death either. That we kind of talked about it yesterday, where he dies of a fucking blood clot because he travels after a broken ankle. It's crazy. Crazy. And kind of reckless.
Broken shin.
That's what it was. And that was a pretty nasty looking break too.
Yeah. And for him to be dedicated to take a plane, he didn't have to.
Yeah, it sounds lame as fuck, but at the end of it, I thought to myself, can you love something too much? That's kind of the question it left me with.
You really can, though.
Can you love something too much?
Yeah.
And I think you can. Yeah. I think Chris Candido proved it. That might be the cautionary tale of Chris Candido. He loved
everything in moderation, bro.
He loved wrestling so much that he looked the other way when somebody was banging his wife because he didn't want to ruin his career.
Yeah.
What do you do in that situation? You just leave your wife, right? You might go, listen, we can still work together, but it's over. That's how you keep your career.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you look the other way.
I would have went to Vince McMahon when Sable got signed. I was like, look, I got a storyline. I dropped this bitch. Get this bitch.
Candido and Sable? Huh? Vince was like, get the fuck out of my office. I'm sending you to ECW. Get the fuck out of here.
You and your bitch.
Yeah, we don't need either of you.
No, she stayed. She actually stayed while he went to ECW.
She stayed for a little bit.
Yeah. She got all sort of shit put in the bucket, poured on her.
They glossed over that too, huh?
Yeah.
Because they were kind of going like, yeah, there's a lot of DNA in that bucket. They were like making jokes about it, but I was like, what do they mean by that? Were they pissing in it? Were they coming in it?
Who knows?
Spitting in it?
That shit's disgusting.
Oh. I don't know.
The way they said it, hey guys, this is their bucket. This
They made sure everybody.
Sonny's bucket.
Sonny's gonna get slopped tonight, and they just put it down in the locker room. Oh, she was that hated, huh? But how do you gloss over everything else? Because this is where I think, and I'm not saying it's justified that they did that. What I'm saying though is, how do you gloss over like how hated she was and why she was hated, and then jump to right to that? Like she was that hated that they did that such a horrible thing, but we're not going to tell you why she was that hated.
Yeah,
I'm not saying it justifies it. I'm just saying give its dark side of the ring for Christ's
They're
sakes.
probably trying to make it seem like the way they were treating Chris.
They were doing it for Chris.
Yeah,
I don't know. I felt like they should have highlighted a little bit more. I don't know. I feel like if you were
because the things that they were talking about was all the infidelity to Chris. That's the most they would ever say in that thing.
But that was such a big part of the story. Like, Tammy, you never listened to the interviews?
I'd listen to the interviews, bro. I know exactly what you're talking about.
But she never says that he knew. She, in her mind, this could be her denying, her denial. She goes, I don't know if he ever knew. Like, he went to his grave without ever saying that. I don't know if that's true or not, because what were they fighting about? To the point where they were pulling out knives on each other.
Probably. Who got the spotlight?
It can't. No, it couldn't be that. It couldn't be that.
Or drugs.
Maybe drugs.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's not spend too much more time on that. Anything else you got to say on the cautionary tale?
Rest in peace, Chris Candido.
Yeah. And hopefully rest in peace, Sonny soon. You killed the man. Come on.
Yeah. Rest in peace, the guy that Tammy killed.
By the way, she killed a man and shows no remorse for it.
No remorse.
She goes, things happen. Shit happens. That's literally how she responded to it. She's a piece of shit.
Yeah, fuck Tammy.
Fuck Tammy Sitch.
And that's the end of that.
That's the end of that. Well, what did you want to jump into first on the wrestling? I'll let you.
You know what? Let's just get straight into the AEW since we on the on the heat of Tammy.
Well, you know what? Let's get into that. Let's get into that last, actually, because I got to pull up some of the thread.
All right. In wrestling. All right. So let's talk.
Well, we have the bloodline.
The bloodline. Like you said in the intro. The bloodline, and people are saying that it's getting old, it's dead. Get on with it. But in my opinion, your opinion, it's actually getting
better again.
It's getting better again.
Now, if they would have said that last month, because we were kind of saying that last month.
Yeah.
But then I've been watching, like, since Night of Champions, actually. Because that's when Jimmy actually turned on Roman. Gave him the super kicks. Which we all thought it was going to be Jay. So I guess we can get into that in a minute on why that's going that way.
Yeah.
'Cause that's the only thing that's kind of perplexing me a little bit. But it's sort of evolving from here now.
Yeah.
Because for a minute there it was just dragging. So yeah, now I'm getting back into it. So he turned on Roman.
Mm-hmm.
And then, did you watch SmackDown?
Yeah.
Just happened?
Yes, I saw what happened.
Yeah, so they gave Roman the new championship.
Right.
And then for the 1,000 day.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Usos came out. So like they kind of did the whole thing of like where Solo made it seem like he was going to pick the Usos because they're actually his brothers.
Yeah.
And then it basically, I'm trying to think of how to present it. Solo, they did the bait and switch more or less.
Right.
Roman, it seemed like he was going to go and all right, we're going to do.
They made them look like they're embraced, so everything's all good, and
we're going to do the bloodline now, but we're all the leaders.
Yeah.
we're all the tribal chiefs. And then Roman was like, fuck that. And then what I liked about the segment, though, is that he didn't do a big, like, Solo, do it. All he did is he looked at Solo. He did like this, like, almost mafioso kind of thing.
Yeah.
We just looked at him. And then Solo did the spike. So I felt like they played that off very well. You were saying that Roman found his niche.
Yeah, he found his niche.
And what do you mean by that?
Meaning being the person that everybody's now just like exhausted of. Anytime you think he's gonna lose, he cheats and wins. His mic work improved because he really doesn't have to say much now. Because the title proves it. It has Paul Heyman.
He has Paul Heyman.
He's the total package.
The total package. Oh fuck. Yeah, I mean,
he's the only 99 in the WWE 2K.
Is he?
Yeah.
Well, if you watched the Triple H setup, he's now basically dubbed the Michael Jordan of wrestling.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it kind of, when he made that statement, it kind of made more sense to me. The whole Roman thing.
Yeah.
They're trying to make him
today.
Like he's the logo of the company kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? His face. Like he I don't know.
I don't know why they never did it with John Cena. They never did it with Roman.
Well, he's not the first person to be called that.
Samoan Dynasty.
Samoan Dynasty. Samoa. The face
Chief.
of diversity.
Hi, Chief. They did it for you.
Yeah, I think that's what they're going for. That actually made me think, like, I think they're going the distance with Roman.
Mm-hmm.
He may retire as the champion. I wouldn't be surprised. He never loses it. Because they're going for a legacy thing.
Yeah.
They're not just going, because you heard the promo, right? Triple H?
I vaguely heard it. I was listening through, but
I understand why you didn't. But if you realize the words that he was saying, he goes, "This is the guy that they were serious. This is the guy that your children's grandchildren will be talking about. This is the guy you will be telling your," like, they went off on this like huge tangent.
Oh God.
This is the guy that will be spoken about in 100 years.
Yeah, I heard that part.
Yeah, like they were really selling it. So I wouldn't be surprised if Roman never loses that title. Ever.
And then loses it to Jay.
I don't know. I'm not surprised they didn't just have him put the bloodline back together. This is just forever now.
You heard what Roman said. They're like, after Paul said, what about Jay?
That was pretty good, though. I liked how they did that off the mic.
Yeah.
That was just for us at home.
Gonna fall in line like he always do.
Like he always does.
Goddamn. Jay's gonna get up and super kick that nigga one day, and it's gonna be a repeat.
Well, why do you think they're doing it that way? Because we always thought it was going to be Jay that finally snapped and kicked Roman in the face.
For the build-up.
Why are they still dragging that out?
Because some pay-per-views need to go down first.
Because Roman has another 8 years as champion. We need to drag this out.
Yeah.
Probably right. Now that's where they do run the risk of getting boring again. They do run that risk, but they just have to find stuff for them to do in the meantime. And that might be where we bring in Solo. Solo's going to have a more prominent position on the card, I think.
Yeah. But I don't think they're going to just keep sharing a title through them.
I don't think they're ever going to win the tag titles, Solo and Roman.
No.
That's like Roman's goal right now for some reason.
No.
But I don't know. Because it Solo seems to like have like a bigger spot now where even in the whole turn and everything, he was prominently featured. It was almost more about him than it was Roman. Like, we already knew what Roman was going to do. It was kind of like, what is Solo going to do?
Maybe they just kick Roman out of the bloodline and they'll just call Solo, Jay, and Jimmy the bloodline. And they're gonna.
Well,
Solo's gonna.
No, Solo sided with Roman, though.
Yeah, but Solo probably turns on Roman
at some point.
At some point, Jay hit him with the splash.
You know what?
Pin.
You might be right. Excuse me. Roman now doesn't have the Usos to slap around, so he's gonna try it with Solo, and Solo's not gonna have that shit. I could see that. That's probably gonna. That's most likely what's gonna happen.
Yep.
Do you think they add any more Samoans?
Their brother, Fata.
They have their brother.
Yeah.
They have any more?
And you got to think about it. What is WWE doing right now? That's popular is legacy deals. So Rikishi could come at any moment.
That'd be kind of cool. He comes with his bad man gimmick.
All of them come out and just have a war.
The Samoan war.
Yeah. At War Games.
I could get pretty savage.
At War Games, man.
All right. I did like the video package they did for Roman at the beginning.
That's straight.
Where they had him with all the legends.
Just, yeah.
I'm telling you, they're building him to be that dude.
He is. I guess he's that dude for the 2020 era.
No, that's what I'm trying to tell you. I think they're trying to build him as the this. He's better than Stone Cold. He's better than Hogan. He's better than The Rock.
Who is the dude before Roman? The one that they had before.
In my world or WWE world?
WWE world.
All right, let's name them first. There's Hogan, Austin, The Rock, San Martino, because he has the title, the record.
Yeah.
That might be the 4. So I would have to put. People say The Rock, but I have to say Stone Cold. I always think Stone Cold was the biggest star in wrestling. The Rock just became a movie star. That's what put him on a different level. Stone Cold didn't need movies.
No, well, not necessarily, because the Rock is always on someone's top. So he's always in the contendership.
That's what I'm saying. I think I'm being biased. So if I had to say, oh no, Cena. Cena was before Roman.
Yeah. So
Cena. How did I forget Cena? But
So no Undertaker?
Undertaker is the legacy guy. Like he's not. I don't think he's ever been the guy though. Maybe in the 90s at some point. He was never like the face. I don't think.
That boy was always on the. His face is always one of the biggest on the posters.
Yeah, I agree, but I don't think he was like ever. You named the guys that we named, right?
He started every theme song on wrestling shows. He was the first one that's out there.
Yeah, but you got to think of is he Hogan level? Like, did he ever have his time like Hogan had? Did he ever have his time like Stone Cold?
Yes. He made Hell in the Cell. He made casket matches. He made Inferno matches.
That's why he's a legend, because of what his career. He's the legacy career guy. He's had the longest career. You get what I'm saying? He has the streak.
Yeah.
He did things nobody else did. What I'm saying though is he was never the guy at the time. When he was doing all those things, that was during the Stone Cold era. That was during the Rock era. That was even during the Cena era at points.
He was the guy at the time with the whole Kane storyline.
But there was no Undertaker era. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it was.
What?
What's it called?
The what? When he was retiring and shit?
Not even the retirement, when he was. Damn, what the fuck is it called?
American Badass?
Before that. When he had Edge and Christian and all.
Oh, the Ministry.
The Ministry, yeah.
But no, that was during the Stone Cold era. That was like right in the heart of the Stone Cold era.
But he had that by the grip hold then.
Yeah, but he was the villain in the story. He was never the guy. He wasn't the guy. The guy. But it doesn't matter anymore because Roman Reigns is better than all of them. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Why?
Forget all of them. WWE is building him as the guy. He's above all of them.
So they're like pressing reset. It starts with this guy.
It's revisionist history. Definitely.
But why Roman?
Why not Roman? That's the question. That's the $1 million question.
If you would have told me,
you're going to be telling your grandkids about this.
You would have told me like 8 years ago, the guy from The Shield. It's going to be better than all of anybody that we are talking about.
Yes.
I would have been like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I'm not saying it. WWE is saying it. So that's what they're doing. They're writing that history right now.
Okay.
I think it's like I said, it's not authentic. They're saying he's the Michael Jordan, but he's really the LeBron James. Is that a good statement?
It's really the Kobe Bryant.
Why do you say that? I thought Kobe was a good player, no?
Yeah, LeBron is too. LeBron. Well, you know what?
Yeah, but they're giving him LeBron stats. That's what I meant.
Okay.
Yeah. You don't have to give Michael Jordan fake stats to make him, not fake stats, but
irrelevant
stats to make it good. Yeah. So, all right, what else are we getting to? Free agents? My man's Baron Corbin going for the NXT World Title.
The bust down Corbin.
The one that got away. Did he ever win the NXT title?
I think he probably did.
I want to say I don't think he did.
I want to say he never won a championship.
Ever?
Not a major one.
Well, is NXT title a major?
Okay.
Well, who are you talking about?
Oh, well, the fact that all the free agents, so it's him, Mustafa Ali. Who else went?
He never won any title, Foxo says.
Oh.
So that's fact.
Foxo said that he knows.
That's a faxo.
That's a faxo when Foxo speaks. He won the United States Championship, the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, King of the Ring, Money in the Bank, and WWE Year-End Award for Most Hated of the Year in 2018.
Yeah. And he lost the Money in the Bank to Mahal.
Yeah.
You know, I know that. His bust down Baron Corbin. You'll see what I'm talking about in a minute. Actually, let's just play it now.
Right, baby.
You ever seen this?
Lone Wolf, baby. Right.
What's the video?
Baron Corbin. I want to see you bust down. Dumpster fire. Yeah.
Dumpster fire.
Bust down Baron Corbin. Bust down Baron Corbin. I want to see you get over. Climbing up, I take that briefcase. Cash it in, I lose that shit right to my hall. Bust it. Bust down. Bust down. Bust it down. Bust down on the mid card. Bust down Baron Corbin. Bust down Baron Corbin.
That was amazing. I think we found Baron Corbin's new theme song and gimmick.
That's
Bust Down Baron Corbin.
Bust Down Baron Corbin.
All right, so Baron Corbin looks like he's going for the NXT title.
Yeah, whoa.
What happened? Breaking news?
I'm looking at it was Cedric Alexander, Dolph Ziggler, Elias, Mustafa Ali, Almost Von Wagner.
All of these are
Zion
free
Quinn.
agents?
Yeah, they're all the ones that went to NXT.
Oh, wow. That's some, yeah. I guess they send some people back to NXT for a little reset, which is smart.
And Shelton Benjamin. I don't know if it's...
Shelton's he's just there. He's like a Mick Foley statement. He's just there.
He's there for the locker room.
Why not? Why not? I'd be there if I could, just to make some money, just chill in the locker room, make some appearances. Is he in? He must be in like a tag team or something, right?
I don't think so. I don't know.
Well, what's your thoughts on the free agency?
All of them are pretty mid, so I'm okay with them being free agents. I don't care for them to be on any show. So NXT is the right place because that's what I don't watch.
But you're still in the company, so it's not like, yeah. I think it's a smart move
It is a smart move for them. You know, it's a good place for you to either develop if you need development or be a good supporting role.
But the thing is they're gonna have to like give NXT a little more leeway then, in that like let people develop a little more. Almost treat it like an indie to a degree, a high level indie.
I think that's what they already do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know what they're doing backstage, but like for instance, McIntyre, when he left, he was like a complete square when he left, and then he came back all jacked up and looking like a problem.
Yeah.
And it was like, would he have been able to do that just getting sent to NXT? You get what I mean? Because he was able to do that because the reins were off. He could do whatever you wanted. So they have to give them that kind of like, if Baron Corbin goes down there, or let's say Cedric Alexander, because Baron Corbin's already a superstar. He's gonna bring up NXT actually.
Bust down Baron Corbin.
Bust down Baron Corbin. Let's take like a Cedric Alexander. He goes down to NXT. Kind of let him do his thing. Let him figure something out. Don't just make him do something.
Gotcha.
Otherwise, it's just still WWE.
So let him like recreate himself. Let him have his creative.
I'm talking about him specifically. Let him try some shit because to me he's boring, but he's a good performer. But he needs something with his something. He needs some kind of character, personality.
Yeah, he's always in a group. He's always in a stable. So let's see what he could do by himself.
So a guy like him, let him just try some shit, and not rapping or dancing. Tell him anything but rapping or dancing.
Or Wakanda King.
Or come up with something. Yeah. And not scripts.
Please, not scripts.
Scripts could have been cool.
Scripts would have never been cool.
Not with the name, right? What something that
not
could
with those freaking bars either.
He was doing poetry that didn't rhyme. It could have been cool. The Wyatt Six.
That's never happening. I heard about Bray Wyatt. He's returning by pay-per-view, and they're bringing back the Uncle Howdy.
Really?
Yeah.
I heard that they wanted to bring back the Fiend.
The Fiend will never happen.
Oh, really? When did they say that?
When Bray Wyatt said the Fiend will never happen again, that was what it was. He doesn't want to just be known as the Fiend.
Well, that's when he had White Rabbit power behind him, but that fucking faded.
That faded. I don't know.
Yeah, I think the Fiend is kind of looking nice right now.
I don't know what the fuck happened with that, bro.
Wyatt's sitting there going, I want my Fiend checks. I'm fiending right now. What happened to that? It really fell apart.
Bro, the fact that I invested time into that for it to have nothing, I'm probably going to sue WWE.
We went on Google Maps to figure that thing out. Like we were going we called a number that we didn't even know was attached to. Like we really went out of the box on that.
Yeah,
we put time in. And it just
We're known on podcasts for doing this, so we should be able to sue WWE for our time, man.
I would like there to be a payoff to this.
Yeah,
They made us look like fools.
it looked like dummies,
Exactly.
imbeciles.
Well, you were into that? Oh yeah, fortunately.
Whatever happened to it? What did it ever come to? Bray Wyatt coming out of a fucking door.
In an old man mask.
Then a glow stick fucking party match.
And then a guy jumped off of a thing in a mask. And then Bray had on a mask. And then he turned around and had on another mask. It was a different mask.
It was masks on masks on masks.
It's a lot of masks. And we still don't know what the masks mean. Are they different people? Are they Bray's different personalities?
We don't know nothing.
And I kind of don't give a shit.
He's a fill in the blank.
It's Mad Libs. A Mad Libs.
He's a Mad Libs wrestler, yeah. Wow.
Shout out a verb. I guess the only thing they can do, I think, to fix this whole thing is they have to, when he comes back,
send him to NXT.
Team up with Baron Corbin.
Yeah.
They have to have him come back and do something like the moment he's back, it has to be like, all right, if they're gonna do the Wyatt Six thing, right? If they're toying with that idea and he has a stable,
yeah.
When he comes back, he has to come back with the stable. I don't want him coming back alone.
Or the stable forms and then he comes back.
I don't know. I don't even want any of that shit. You know how we were sitting there going, oh, maybe they're going to turn each character into a wrestler. I just want them to come out as characters now.
Just fuck shit up.
That's, yeah. Just so I know there's...
old school shit, like when new shit comes through.
Because they already wasted our time enough. No more build.
It's happening.
It's just been build. It's like basically, remember, what is it, the World War Z? It's the zombies from them. They're just building nothing.
What if that's what they want us to think? And Bray's a fucking genius. He's like, I know exactly how long to dilly daddle.
Just enough to get us pissed off.
Yeah,
and then
these guys are scuttlebutts.
He comes out as Scuttlebutt, the new wrestler. Oh man, I don't know. I think I'm just. I'll watch him come back, but if it's not anything, if it's one of those like, I'm gonna give you pieces, come back. I'm not into it. Not into it.
It is what it is. I really feel like that's what he is, man. A week by week.
A breadcrumb wrestler.
Yeah, freaking Dragon Ball Z wrestler. A bunch of dialogue, no action.
Yeah.
Until there's action, and there's just a little bit of action, and then gotta wait again for 3 more weeks.
It's like watching Lost. You watch a whole episode, and then they show the reveal at the end. It's like, why don't you show the reveal in the middle and then give me some play out?
Then you go to the next episode, and you think it's because it was at a climactic end, it just goes right back to low.
Yeah.
I was like, how the fuck do you do that?
It goes to a flashback.
Yeah.
This is 3 years ago. No, something good just happened. Fuck. All right. Well, I guess, I'm not gonna lie and say I wouldn't tune in and see a Bray Wyatt come back, but if it's not, I'm giving him one chance. One chance.
What if he was so sloppy in the ring that they had to make the match dark? Because they put so much into him.
But isn't his like style sloppy?
What if it's sloppier than sloppy?
I don't know. I think it's easy to hide it in his style because his style is like sometimes he's losing his mind. So
I don't know. It could look bad sometimes.
He just fucks up. He just goes, "Oh, it's going." All right, I'm back. That's all he has to do.
Go out there and D'Lo Brown somebody.
Oh man. You brought up one of my favorite wrestlers right now, and you said he kind of won you over. I want to hear about it. LA Knight.
Yeah, LA Knight. I see what they're doing with LA Knight now. He's progressing. He's winning qualification rounds to get into Money in the Bank.
He beat Montez.
He beat Montez, the Mad Montez, bro.
He cheated, but he should.
Yeah,
he should cheat.
If it's a ladder match and Montez is not in it, Montez is like a modern day ladder match guy. He not being.
I'm surprised they didn't put him in it because he actually did really well, and he did it really well in like I think it was a ladder match.
Yeah,
you fucking killed it actually. Maybe it was TLC or something.
Maybe,
but yeah, I think. Well, I think they were also kind of like still not pulling the trigger on splitting up the profits.
Yeah.
So I think that's why they're still testing the waters with Montez as a solo. I don't know why they're testing it, but I think it's pretty much proven already. But LA Knight won. I was happy about that.
Yeah, LA Knight won, and I believe he's gonna go against Austin Theory for that U.S.
title.
Yeah.
Austin Theory he cut a promo on SmackDown.
I'm still not being. Fuck up.
I know why you're not. Enough. He sucks on the mic. He doesn't have a personality on the mic. I don't know what it is. You think he has too much pressure on him or something?
His setup was bad, and it never changed.
He's still stumbling.
Yeah, it never like took a rebuild.
But that's where you run into problems because if he gets into a mic battle with LA Knight, he's fucking getting exposed. It's over.
And that's why I think it's time to give it over to someone with mic work, someone that deserves it. And LA Knight's that guy.
Trust me, I'd love to see it. I'd love to see LA Knight just destroy somebody's career because I think he's capable of it.
I hope it destroys his career enough to rebuild. Austin Theory's not that bad.
Well, I don't know if you still agree with me on this, but I still think that LA Knight took some of the thunder away from Bray Wyatt when they feuded.
Yeah.
As shitty as their feud was, LA Knight was kind of the star of it.
And I think that's why they're slowly cooking with that, man.
I think they might have been a little pissed that he got over more than Bray Wyatt.
I think Bray was a little pissed.
Probably.
And then everybody in the locker room kind of don't want to work with Bray now if that LA Knight murked you. So that's when they brought up the whole, I'm going to go against Bobby Lashley. He's like, hell no, brother. I'm trying to.
Hey, brother.
I'm trying to
put the Hurt Business back together.
I'm trying to get my shit up there, man. Come on now, boy. Don't be like that.
Hey, look, Bray, I love to work with you and shit, but
I fuck with you, but I can't fuck with you in the ring. You know what I'm saying, man. Man, you hear what they're saying
I
about... I
fuck with you, but I fuck with you, but I don't fuck with you.
You heard what these fuck niggas saying about you, man. I ain't gonna go into no schematics or nothing, dog.
No schematics. I ain't going into the raw about it, but... Niggas ain't feeling your mask. I ain't gonna be the one to tell you.
So your shit trash right now.
your shit dog water right now.
Yeah, shit buzz, cuz.
Hey, I like your shit. But they don't like your shit.
But they say LA Knight merch your ass.
But
ain't gonna let them say that, bro.
Yeah, I hope they do some big shit with LA Knight. I hope they I think he's probably got the most personality on the card.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Did you ever see that video where they showed like how much he sounds like The Rock?
No.
Yeah. I think I should find it.
You got to pull that up. He sounds like The Rock?
Yeah, like let me see. LA Knight.
Like the rebuttals or like actually.
Well, I always made the comparison that he has like a Rock kind of vibe. But then this might be the one. Did you see this guy? Yeah, I think this is it. Now listen to when he talks. You're gonna hear it. It's almost creepy.
See that clip from our last interview went viral with you saying a lot of people think that I sound like The Rock, and now people are like, I can't unhear this.
Well, you know what's so funny is as I go online, and Twitter might be the worst thing in the world. Hey, everybody.
For sure.
I'm again the amount of people I've been compared to and said that I am is astounding. And every day I'll see a new one, and I'll just be like, "Wait, who? Huh? That too?"
You hear it?
So yeah, it's not surprising. But yeah, I mean, just the voice timbre again. I mean, watching The Hero back in 2013, I can't believe it's been 10 years since that. But sometimes you would just hear my voice or you'd hear his voice, and it would be tough
It's
to tell
certain
who
like
was who.
words
You're just
that
like, and until the person's face came on the screen, you're like, oh, okay, yeah. But I don't know
if he wanted to talk more aggressive, he'll be like The Rock. Like he has a little bit more.
it's a little more of a raspiness to it than The Rock, but you definitely hear it. You definitely hear it. But I mean, he has that charisma though. Like he can carry on a conversation and be like he's well spoken.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I just he's up there in age. I think that's why they hesitate with him. But why the fuck not do something with him while he's here?
U.S. champion, man.
Yeah,
give it to him.
At least that. Come on. He'd make a better U.S. champion than fucking Austin Theory.
Even if they want to do an old man gimmick, like saying Austin Theory in promos, calling him an old man. You know, like I'm new and fit. You're old and washed up.
He'd be the one to almost expose the age kind of thing. Yeah.
He whoop his ass and then he's the champion.
Yeah. That would also almost give him a little bit of like grittiness to him.
Yeah, come get some of the old bull. You know?
Yeah. Maybe they don't want to expose that though.
Well, why not?
Because he doesn't look old. But I get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Like this generation, that's probably how they'll look at it. But
put them over their knee. Good old fashioned butt whooping.
All right. What else do we have? What the maybe the AEW stuff?
Yeah, I think that's what we have left.
Jesus, I'm just reading over the tweets again. Like I don't even know if I want to. Ugh. You know, maybe we'll just save this. Was there something AEW related? Was it a big announcement?
No, it was just our boycott.
Our boycott?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I should do? Because there's so many tweets now. This shit really got moving. I'll have to find the tweets. You know, let's come back to this. So mixed up. Let's see. Punk is back and they're debuting a new show. That's all they need. Shout out to Foxo in the chat. Shout out to Sentry. Everybody's asking us about the return of Punk. I guess we might as well just talk about it. That's what they want to hear.
Let me see. Yeah,
Did it happen already, or is that an announcement that was made?
I'm tired of putting in CM Punk return.
We'll do it for you guys.
The report shines some light on CM Punk's return and the potential plans for him in AEW. Okay, Tony Khan confirmed on Dynamite that CM Punk will return on June 17th episode of AEW Collision.
That's it. I don't expect it to do anything big, honestly. And I don't wish this on him, but I have a feeling that he's not going to hold up.
Yeah, they said,
and I'm trying to be. I think he may get injured again.
They said that everything absolutely cooled off, and there's no word or any plan of no walkouts, despite former claims that several wrestlers would have left the company if Punk came back.
That's all talk. That's all fucking talk. Where are they gonna go? Well, I heard he's not the whole thing with the Young Bucks and all that shit. He's like sort of. They said like they're not gonna, fight anymore, I guess. The problems won't persist. I think it's because CM Punk saw that exploding super kick and he got scared. I'd back down.
Yeah, CM Punk said there's been pitches for Punk to work with Chris Jericho, but there haven't been any updates on the front in quite some time. They also said a match with Samoa Joe, and while that's still reportedly in the works, the former world champion has reportedly taken a liking to Jay White.
I like that. CM Punk is like, I'll come back only if I could fight my friends.
Work with them only. I won't fight my friends.
I'm not putting over any new motherfuckers. Fuck that. That's pretty much what it is.
Yeah.
I'm not these new dudes.
Fuck them.
Probably also because he's like, these new guys don't know how to wrestle and I keep getting injured. Put me in with somebody I know.
Yeah. Put me with someone that could actually carry a real wrestling match.
Yeah, and take care of me a little bit. So, I don't know. I'm not excited about Chris Jericho versus CM Punk.
I'm not excited about Samoa Joe versus
CM Punk. I mean, I guess maybe, what was that, 10 years ago they were feuding?
Yeah.
No, actually probably
more than 10.
15. 20. Jesus Christ. I don't know. What are you gonna do with that? If he's not coming back to wrestle anybody new, then I don't see anything big coming out of it. It's just a Legend Tour.
Legend Tour,
Yeah.
That's probably what it is, and then call it a rest, my boy. Stop chasing the freaking dragon like Undertaker.
Exactly. Or do what you should have done at the beginning. Go back to WWE.
Can't, man. Vince tell him to get the fuck out every time he walks in.
I think he could broker a deal. With Triple H?
You hear who tells him to get the fuck out every time?
He's ceremoniously shown the door every single time. And he went there like as nice as possible, I heard
Triple
this
H is
like,
hey, buddy, you gotta talk to the big guy.
Talk to the big guy. Vince said, get the fuck out of my... He thought he was talking to Chris Candido.
He's like, you gotta talk to the big guy. You just heard him from down the hall. Get the fuck out of here.
And then Triple was like, he's busy. He can't.
I'm not busy. Get the fuck out of here.
He's not seeing anybody right now. Anybody but Punk.
I literally have an hour and a half of free time right now, and I don't want to see him.
Tell Punk to leave. I'm going to play Candy Crush for 3 hours. Oh, fuck.
I'd rather fucking take a nap.
Tell Punk to leave me alone. I'm burning hundreds for fun. Hey, Punk, this is the money I could have paid you. Yeah, I think...
You know what? I'm actually going to pay you to shut the fuck up.
I'm going to pay Tony Khan to keep you. I don't know. I think even Vince would get over it at some point.
Yeah, when he dies.
And even then,
in his will,
don't invite him to my funeral.
in his will, CM Punk better never come back in my doors.
He puts in his will, everybody's invited to my funeral except CM Punk.
And put that on the invitation.
Oh, fuck me.
Live.
What do you think it is? It's the lawsuit, right? Because he sued him and won.
Has to be.
But having other
Rocky
people,
Johnson,
he still hasn't forgiven Rocky Johnson.
he's dead. Okay, then.
I don't know. Ultimate Warrior.
Hey,
he brought
before
back
you leave,
Bret Hart.
you mind taking this knife out of my back?
You think he does that with Punk?
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, you know what? You're right though, because I think a lot of the people that have come back, it was kind of more on them. Like Bret Hart, that was on Bret Hart to come back. Like Vince was already open arms after he fucking.
So it was Vince's fault.
Like he didn't even want to do it. He let him punch him in the face.
Yeah.
So Vince was never really like not forgiving about it. That's a good point. What about Ultimate Warrior? That was Vince also.
Yeah, that was Vince also.
Because Vince made that documentary about him and fucking made him look bad.
Yep.
But he was kind of like, he wasn't a good dude. Jesse Ventura? You forgave Jesse, right? It always seemed weird between them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't a real forgiveness necessarily. I don't know. I feel like
Hulk Hogan?
yeah, Hogan. But what did Hogan really do? He just went to WCW. And Vince was kind of like
someone a nigger, and did they kick him out for that for a while?
they did. I don't think that was Vince's choice. That was more of a Vince, hey, you know what I got to do.
Hurts for me to do this, but
Foxo, Vince had issues with everybody, but almost all of them ended up returning. That's what I'm saying. But that's where we're getting at. Have any of them had to return on Vince's forgiveness? That was always them kind of going, you know what, I forgive you, Vince.
Yeah.
Let's
get back to work.
Vince has to be the one to forgive Punk. Because Punk's already going to him.
Yeah.
That Punk might be in a weird situation. The only other one I could compare it to is Jesse Ventura, because Jesse tried to start a wrestlers union and Vince never forgave him for that because it would have ruined his business. Maybe. But I don't know. That's interesting, actually, now that I think about it.
Maybe there was an olive branch for his return before AEW. His first one, he didn't take it. He went to AEW instead. So now Vince felt like, fuck you.
We heard there were talks, right?
Yeah.
Before he went to AEW?
Yeah. I want to work for WWE. He even went to AEW, didn't really say their name, but was mentioning them.
But he never really bashed WWE. Maybe he was like subliminally keeping the door open a little bit. Because if he would have went and dropped a pipe bomb first promo, like we wanted him to.
It wasn't. It was a PG hit to the company. Because you remember, he literally just said he did nothing for all those years and then got the AEW.
It was basically the Bud Light America commercial where he went in to AEW because he knew that's what they wanted, is they wanted him to drop the pipe bomb on WWE. And he did enough to where they were like, okay, he said some things. But in reality, he didn't say shit. He said enough that the AEW fans would pop, but it wouldn't draw a headline the next day. Where the headline is Punk bashes AEW or WWE.
The only thing he did was when he called MJF
A low rate Miz or something.
Miz,
yeah. That's more of a diss on the Miz.
Yeah, Miz replied to that.
Yeah.
via Twitter.
Did you see that match where Miz had with Ricochet?
No.
Miz was fucking working, bro. Telling you.
Ricochet won?
I think so.
Yeah. Okay.
Doesn't matter. Miz showed that he could wrestle. Skrillbot is CM Punk top 5?
No.
Easily no.
Easily no.
Top 10?
No.
No. Top 20?
No.
Top 30?
Probably top 50.
I might agree. I might say top 30. I might say top 30. Top 40, definitely. I think you're being a little rude with top 50.
Nah, top 50.
Who are you putting?
I put Jeff Hardy over CM Punk.
I do too. That would be like something you'd have to sit down and figure out where CM Punk actually sits. Maybe top 30, I would say. I'd feel comfortable with that. Definitely top 40.
Now, it depends on how long of an era we're going through.
Skrill says he's got gold dust over CM Punk. Actually, I might.
I do too.
I think I do.
I do. That's why I'm saying top 50.
Goldust is one of the greatest characters
Booker
ever.
T over CM Punk because of his reign.
You know what? I might put CM Punk in that category. He'd be somewhere around my Booker T level. You look like you want to punch me in the face right now. I'm telling you, I think CM Punk, I'm trying to think of where does he lie? Is he in the Shawn Michaels? No, because Shawn Michaels is like top 5, right?
Shawn Michaels is like top 10 of mine.
Top 10,
Yeah.
He might be top 5.
In wrestling books, yeah, he's top 5, but in ours, I don't think he'd be a top 5. He'd be in the top 10 for sure.
Top 10, yeah, you're right, because we're going more.
Yeah.
Like he was that good of like a performer that even for guys like us.
Correct.
Yeah, yeah. So a lot of people put him like Eddie Guerrero, then Shawn Michaels,
Then Dean Malenko.
then Dean Malenko. Yeah. Then Dynamite Kid. Shut up. I got Book over CM Punk. For real, for real. What does that mean?
Who said that?
Skrill. Let's see. Foxo, Common? Oh, maybe he meant CM Punk. CM Punk top 20. Remember, he was one of the reasons why they eventually pushed the smaller guys from the indies like Daniel Bryan. I put Daniel Bryan above CM Punk.
Hell yeah, I put Daniel Bryan over. Daniel Bryan's probably top 20.
He's in the 20s.
Yeah.
You know what? You're right. He's in the 20s. I think I put Bryan before Punk. Punk was a better mic guy, but I think Bryan overall. I don't ever not enjoy a Daniel Bryan match. I've watched CM Punk matches that bored me before.
I watched a lot of CM Punk matches that bored me.
Yeah.
Same with AJ Styles. But he's still over CM Punk.
I think you're right. I would put AJ, but now we're getting in the right area.
But
Yeah.
it's getting to the 50s there.
You're right. I degraded Booker T a little bit.
Yeah.
I did. Because then I'm thinking AJ Styles, Booker T is definitely better than AJ Styles.
Yeah.
His time was.
Yeah.
Fuck. You might be right on top 50. Holy shit.
Telling you, my guy. It's top 50 for CM
Okay.
Punk, man.
Shinsuke over CM Punk.
Yes.
I don't know. That one's a little harder for me.
Shinsuke is probably like 48.
In age? Oh, I think those
In the top
Asians
50.
age well.
In the top 50.
Top 50? Nah, I think
Mind you, like, didn't CM Punk at like 49.
I like Shinsuke's whole deal more than Punk, but Punk is definitely better.
Are we putting female wrestlers in there too?
Nah, I think that's its own list.
'Cause I'm putting
Its own shorter list.
Charlotte and Asuka in front of freaking CM Punk.
You know, I'll be honest. I probably would too. I'd probably put Charlotte. Fuck. I mean, I'd probably put Charlotte above a lot of male wrestlers.
And CM Punk's one of them, so he's top 50, man.
Yeah, you know what? I can't argue that. Rikishi better than Punk.
Yes.
Skrill kill.
Rikishi's like 30 something.
Do you put a Rikishi in a top?
Rikishi was a moving big guy.
He was, but
No butt.
a lot of butt.
Oh,
A lot of scuttlebutt.
yeah, he definitely has a scuttlebutt move.
I don't know. Yeah. Rock, Stone Cold, Hulk Hogan, Undertaker, Booker T. one of these names is not like the other. Booker T's in the top 15.
I'm putting Bradshaw, JBL over
Over
CM
Punk?
Yeah.
You're kidding me. You're out of your mind now.
And Farouk. I'm putting APA, the group itself, as one. And that's over CM Punk.
That's not even fair. Let's go on. Wait, hold on. All right, let's put this one out there. Cena, CM Punk. Which one would you rather have?
Cena is definitely over CM Punk.
Yeah, obviously. And if we're looking at the overall, the only reason I bring him up is because if you remember the whole storyline, it was that Punk was like the fans' choice.
Yeah.
Cena was the company's choice. So they were basically going head to head for the whole thing. Remember they used to do the thing where one would hold the title up and the other one would hold it up.
Yeah, and I remember that, but still John Cena over CM Punk. If it's top,
Where does John Cena lie? Top 10?
John Cena's probably top 15
Triple H.
over Cena, over Punk. Triple H is top 10.
Triple H is top 10.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could even. A lot of people underrate Triple H. I'll admit it.
Yeah.
Triple H was a good mic guy. He was a good wrestler. He did every kind of match you could think of. He hung with Mick Foley in hardcore matches.
Listen, Triple H was something his whole career. A heel. Never changed. Never was a babyface. Never once. He was a heel through and through.
He was here and there in like DX and random.
He was a fan favorite. It wasn't a babyface. It's a difference.
We cheered because we had to cheer for him. We knew.
Yeah.
He's the leader of DX. You can't.
I think he was one of the first cheered for heels. So he was still doing heel tactics.
Well, remember that was when the anti-heels or anti-babyfaces came in.
Yeah. He probably was the creator of an anti-babyface.
Anti-hero, I guess is the better way to put it. But yeah, you're right. That DX thing, because they were heels, but then they were like so funny that
they're going against Vince. But all heels went against Vince.
Well, if you remember when we were all getting in trouble for doing the cock chops in school, they were heels then.
They're heels, yeah.
But we were all doing it.
DX took over the freaking SmackDown, was it?
Yeah.
They were in the trailer booth and kidnapped us. Took over the whole show.
Yeah, Triple H doesn't get I guess because the whole Stephanie thing, all that shit, people don't rate him up there.
No, he was one of the for him being probably top 3 heel of all time, puts him top 10 guaranteed.
That's fair. But what's this whole conversation is irrelevant because none of them hold a candle to Roman Reigns.
I thought you were going to say Baron Corbin.
Well, Baron Corbin's his own beast.
Baron Corbin over CM Punk. If you have to think that long, we come into the agreement that CM Punk is top 50.
But it's more of Baron Corbin's potential.
Even Rey Mysterio is over.
Where do you put Rey Mysterio?
Rey Mysterio's top 5.
I honestly don't even put him up there. I might put him top 20.
Yeah.
Top 20. I put Eddie Guerrero over Rey Mysterio to sound like a little hipster right now.
It's crazy.
I think Eddie Guerrero had more personality and he was a good wrestler. Way more personality than Rey.
But I put Chris Benoit over Rey Mysterio.
You put Chris Benoit over. You're just trying to sound like a bigger hipster.
What do
you put?
Bro, I don't even like Dean Malenko.
Where do you put Psychosis? You know who I think is a very underrated guy? Go back and watch some of his stuff. Juventud. Remember Juventud?
Yes, I remember Juventud.
Remember he changed his name to the Juice?
It was terrible.
Well, do you remember what that came from? It's because when Chris Jericho made his debut, The Rock made fun of him and said, "Last week you were wrestling some guy named Juventud," as a joke. So Juventud came out the next week as the Juice.
That was terrible.
It's funny. Hey.
What's TV back then, man?
I'll tell you a very underrated guy. I'm dead serious. Conan. Not a great wrestler, but his character, I think.
Vader.
Vader was a powerhouse.
He was a pretty
powerhouse.
He was a pretty fit powerhouse, bro. He was moving. He did somersaults.
You know, you're right. He did a fucking moonsault off the top rope. Yeah. Wow. We took that for granted, didn't we? We just watched that like, oh, that's Vader doing his thing. We didn't even care about him.
Thinking about it now, that's some shit, huh?
Well, that's where you look at certain things and you go, like, if Vader came out now, he'd probably, well, maybe not the mask, because the mask looks old school now.
Yeah.
But what he does, or what he did, he'd be a main eventer right now.
He would. I've noticed everybody, like finishers and like NXT that's coming up to the main card, they all have like running flippity going into a move finisher. Waller is the name. Waller. He does like this roll into a stunner.
Yeah, like from outside the ring into the ring kind of thing. Yeah, it's like trapeze artist now.
What is his name? Carmen Hayes or something like that. Wesley. One of those two dudes. They do this thing called a fade away DDT, the springboard. And they like in the air for a minute and land into a DDT. That shit's pretty clean, but it's
like, how do you set that up every time? I did watch this. They had this thing, Grayson Waller, because he's on SmackDown now.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
yeah.
That's when you brought him up. I remembered it. He did a segment on SmackDown called the Grayson Waller Effect.
Yeah,
and it's like, you know, it's the new Jericho highlight reel. It's
he has
TV
the worst
show.
gear,
bro. He's not. I don't know, because I heard a lot of people going off about him. I haven't really watched him wrestle, but his segment was fucking cringe. It was cringe to the max. Like,
if you look him up, bro, he has the worst attire in WWE history.
Yeah, let's look it up. Isn't it like he
looks like a Mike Tyson Punch-Out character.
Waller. Just type that in. Well, I don't really get him, to be honest. Does he wear gloves with like boxing shorts?
Yeah, look at him.
What is this? So is his gimmick a boxer?
I don't know what it is, man. I think so. I don't really watch him like that, but it's pretty bad.
But then what's weird is he did like a little segment where he has his own show. It's the Grayson Waller effect, which isn't that the name of his finisher move?
I think so.
I don't know. I don't know much about him, but go watch that. Go watch that segment. It was really bad, but it was stupid because nobody really knows him on the main card. They had this big thing where they introduced him and everybody's like, they go Grayson Waller and you hear, you know what I mean? Yeah. And then the first person he interviews on the show was Asuka. And it's like, why would you have this guy interview somebody who doesn't speak English as the first person?
That's the point.
Give him somebody.
That's the point.
But he was doing this bit where he was pretending like he would ask the question in English, she would answer in Japanese, and he would like respond like he knew what she was saying.
Exactly. That's the point.
And it didn't work. It worked. She said something, he starts laughing. And it's like, it didn't make, I don't know. It was bad. It was bad. Sure, he might be a good wrestler, but mic work needs some fucking polishing up.
Man, we need to be able to watch some clips of him wrestling. This is what we're missing.
We can't,
These copywritten motherfuckers, where y'all are so
cocksuckers.
Y'all are so greedy.
Yeah, we'd give you the revenue.
Yeah,
let's just watch it.
Christ, man.
You know how it is. They don't like that we curse.
We're gonna find a way. Oh yeah, get us to Rumble.
Oh yeah. I don't know if there's copyrights on there, but let's try it.
Yeah, it's better than this landfill hump shit.
I feel like that would. I feel like that would actually help their product. No, they had people reacting to it.
Exactly.
These new guys don't have gimmicks or characters. They're just wrestlers. They're both creative. That's both creative and their fault for having no good ideas. Creatives and their fault for having no good ideas. No, I think you're right, but I think that was the initiative at some point is everybody just are real names. They're real guys. This is just an extension of my real person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and that's why I was like behind the idea of the maximum male models. Not because I was like a huge fan of their work or I like them. I was just like, it's a character.
Now they
Something
have
different.
They have
deadly,
pretty deadly,
pretty deadly. Or
yeah,
something?
pretty deadly.
Which I watched them do their promo with Austin Theory, and I just didn't get it.
It was terrible. They were better before that. Like watch some clips from them on NXT, and their before the reason why they came up into the brand.
It was better.
Yeah.
Did they change the gimmick or something?
No, it's still pretty well.
Like did they change the outfits or how they talked or something?
Well, no, I didn't see I just heard it. I didn't really watch the gimmick, so I couldn't tell you what they looked like in the gimmick.
But what's the gimmick supposed to be?
They used to wear these laches, like lace
They
tops
still do.
As it stops right here, and they come out like fabulous Frenchman kind of thing, bro.
Yeah.
But they will pass, bro. Like
Are they flaming?
They're not flaming. That's
the thing that threw me off. I thought they were going to be like
flamers.
I don't even want to say flamers. I thought
Chuck and Berry.
I thought maybe like they were a little more like, I guess, feminine. They were wearing feminine clothes. Why are they not playing? It's just like they come out and then they're just two guys talking like regular Englishmen.
It's sad to say it's the better version of the Young Bucks.
Oh, you might be right. That's what I was getting the feel of. It's the English Young Bucks.
It's the better version of the Young Bucks.
Maybe. I don't know. Well, when you put it that way, maybe I'll give them a second chance.
Yeah.
Can't be any worse than them. Well, do they have exploding super kicks?
No.
I don't know.
Keep it that way. Keep it that way.
Pete. Grayson Waller, I hate to say it, is some kind of new Miz or something. This is Platinum Ham, by the way.
Mm.
Big wrestling fan. Actually, Platinum Ham was telling me about Pretty Deadly. Yes, boy, that's their catchphrase. Flamboyant, that's the word I was looking for. Thank you, Platinum. Yes, they are flamboyant. That's the thing, though. That's exactly the word I was looking for. I wish they were a little more flamboyant. They're not flamboyant at all. Only their look is flamboyant in their entrance. But then when they talk, it's just like,
all Englishmen are flamboyant.
who's the remember Adam Rose?
Yeah.
The party guy?
Yeah.
Like something like that I was expecting. Because he
Gotcha.
actually had the
He was trying to be like
Austin Powers almost.
what's that dude named Brand?
Oh, Russell Brand.
Russell Brand.
That would even like take a hint from Russell Brand. Get him to the Greek.
That's Adam Rose. That's what Adam Rose was trying to be. Get him to the Greek. Russell Brand.
And at least he added that though. Like he had a different way of talking as the character. I don't know. That's all I'm looking for. But all right, you ready to?
Yeah, that's my last thoughts on that.
Yeah. What do you got? Got anything to promote? Anything coming up?
You can follow me on Twitter and IG. I am Wunda. IAMWUNDA. You can also follow me on Trades. TRADEZ. Customs with an S. Check out the website edit.com.
Absolutely. And Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter at Crishaun the Don. Go on my Twitter, by the way. I'm going to be talking about it was just too heavy for today. The AEW thing that we got into, or I got into.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about that at some point. Go check that out on Twitter, though, on my Twitter. And we'll be back at some point. So, yeah, fuck off and run. Why I didn't do it. That end graphic.